Foreword. The fire I had built was small, and it was smoky. I was kneeling before it as I ripped the pages from my journal to keep it going. 13 years had passed since the haunting, almost 14 years since I had recorded the events in 1985. There was a feeling of conviction about the moment. I watched the pages as I tore them out and tossed them in. The leaves curled, charred, and turned to ash. When I finally threw the spiral binding of the notebook into the flames, the spine did not melt. There was a great sadness in sacrificing the past this way, burning all that I'd labored to protect, breaking the soul tie to my interest in the whole paranormal realm, particularly my role in the haunting. Yet a facet of this was a misplaced hope that this would bring relief from the self-imposed responsibility of being the archivist and chronicler of the C2D1 haunting. Chronicler. It always felt as though I had fallen short of deserving such a title as that. It was partially out of a sense of duty that I began the writing of the C2D1 journal notes, as they have come to be known. I never meant them to be any more than a quick sketch to aid in recollection and analysis. Even before the supernatural, quote-unquote, came calling at my college dorm mate's door, room C2D1, Erie Hall, SUNY Geneseo, I felt it was important to keep a record of significant events. And when Chris DeCesare, my friend and suite mate, arrived in a panic at my room next door that fateful night in February of 1985, I was ready. The decision to help Chris was a given. I did not need the type of conviction that comes with planning. The moment I glimpsed the terror in his face, there was no question. I was determined to help if I could. It was there, a commitment to see him through this. Nor was the urgency to record the events lost on me. They had exploded like a supernova, swift and violent, leaving only a brief window of time in which to conduct a spectral analysis of the afterglow. It was incumbent upon me to react immediately to record and help cope with each aftershock caused by the ghost, as reported by Chris, the person who would become my best friend. So then why did I burn the journals? As I said, the responsibility to glean some meaning from what happened to us weighed heavily, anchoring me to the darkness and confusion of the phenomena that my scribblings described. Between 1985 and 1998, the year of the burning, the legacy of the haunting seemed entirely negative, and I wanted to be free of it. Despite my attempt to destroy the past, however, I received a call in late 2009. A film production company was interested in making a movie about what had happened, and wanted permission to use my notes as the backbone for the screenplay. The writings I made in the early days of the C2D1 haunting had apparently survived as photocopies. That they survived in any form was a stunning revelation to me. So successful had I been in distancing myself from the trauma of those dark days and nights at Geneseo that I struggled to recall even having written them. But this was the story that needed to be told. Through my involvement with that film entitled Please Talk With Me, my friendship with Chris was rekindled. For that, I am forever grateful. The process was one of healing that allowed light to shine back on those times. A veil had lifted to reveal the intervening years had actually been necessary, that the time and distance were required in order to gain much desired perspective. Things had come full circle. What once was so detrimental now had a silver lining. It was Chris who was the focus of the ghost's horrific attentions back then. Now it is he who will share with you, dear reader, what those experiences were like. It was a privilege that he placed his trust in me more than a quarter century ago, and I did my best to help him survive. It is an honor now to add my humble foreword to this, his memoir, so aptly entitled Surviving Evidence. J. Jeff Unger, 5th of February 2014, State College, PA.